Hi, I'm Jackie Partridge from Jackie Partridge Art. Today we're going to be painting a watermelon slice painting. This is perfect for kids age 7 and up, or also a beginner painting looking to start acrylic painting for the first time. So some supplies that you need is a rag, a cup of water, a 1-inch flat brush, a number 6 round brush, and a smaller round brush for details. For paint, I have ultramarine blue, cobalt blue, Mars black, permanent green light. You can also mix your own green with yellow and blue. Cadmium red. This is primary magenta, a nice pink, or you could mix some of that with red and white. Titanium white, Naples white, or you can mix some with yellow and white. And lastly, cadmium yellow. I am painting on a piece of thick watercolor paper or acrylic pad paper. You can also paint on canvas or canvas board. I also have a piece of colored chalk, and I'm going to start by tracing the shape of my watermelon. So to do that, I'm just going to use a nice kind of round bowl like this. And I'm just tracing around it so that I have my watermelon on there like that. All right. So now we're going to start with painting our background. So to paint our background, I think I'm going to use a bit of cobalt blue as well as some titanium white, and mix that together to make a nice light blue. We're going to do about 2 coats for the background, make sure everything is covered. You can paint in multiple directions like this to create a nice texture if you want. Can add a little bit of extra white in there. Just to add some texture. All right, perfect. Next, we're going to paint the rind of our watermelon. So I'm just going to use some of the green paint that I have. You can mix some yellow and blue. I'm going to mix in a little bit of ultramarine blue. And make sure you have enough paint on your brush so that you can paint a nice kind of crisp line. And then you can just kind of touch it up by doing another coat. Like that. So next we're actually going to do our red, and we're going to kind of paint it so that there's a little bit of white left over, and then we can do our strip of white next to the rind on top of that. So I'm just going to use straight cadmium red, and then I'm going to paint in some pink and some oranges. So just kind of paint a strip like that, and then we can go over it in white paint afterwards. Once you've painted that in red, then you can add some other kind of colors and shades of red, like some pinks and some oranges, just to add a little bit more variety and interest. And so I'm just going to add a little bit of my pink. So this is primary magenta. So I'm just going to paint that in some patches. Then I'm going to mix a little bit of orange with some of my cadmium red and yellow. And I'm not adding it too light of a red or too dark, just so that it kind of blends in. A bit more yellow. And this is just going to make the painting look a bit more interesting. You can paint your watermelon any color you want to. If you want to paint a purple watermelon or a yellow watermelon, you can do that as well. Okay, so then we're going to let that dry for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then we can paint the white part of the rind and paint the watermelon seeds to finish our painting. Alright, so now that our painting is mostly dry, we can go ahead and paint this inside next to the green rind part of our watermelon. So to do that, I'm just going to mix a tiny bit of gray to it. So I'm just adding some titanium white to just a tiny bit of Mars Black. And I'm using a thin detail brush. I'm just going to go kind of right next to the white. And paint that in. And it's not super noticeable, it still looks kind of like a white, but it just helps the painting look a little bit more finished compared to if I just left the white paper showing. It's okay if you mix some of the green in there as well. You can paint over any parts that need a little bit more cover up. And I'm just going to kind of blend it in. Just kind of brush some of that white over the red. Doesn't need to look too perfect. If you want, you can get your brush wet a bit just to help blend some of that paint in. And next, to paint the seeds, we're just going to use some Mars Black. I'm going to mix a little bit of yellow, some cadmium yellow, with my black. But you could use straight black if you wanted to. then get your brush kind of covered, and then you can just press down where you want your seeds to go. So make sure you have enough paint on it each time. You can just space it out randomly. Like that. And there you have your watermelon slice painting, perfect for the summer and a great art project to try with kids. If you like this video, be sure to like it and subscribe to my channel to see other painting tutorial videos for you. Thanks for watching. Happy painting.